I've been hearing from a lot of people that there's a lot of suffering happening right now around the political climate in this country, things that are triggering anxiety symptoms and depression symptoms in my clients and my friends, and I'd like to address that today. I think it's really an important thing to address, and it's not being talked about quite enough, and I want to acknowledge the reality of suffering in the human condition is that we suffer about facts, for sure, things that happen. So, for example, politician A might sign his name on a document for an executive order ordering such and such thing. That's a fact. And then we suffer with the things that we pile onto the fact. So our stories about the thing. So in this case, the story might be, this means that all these people in these populations are going to suffer, and it means that the fabric of the nation is corroding. It means that all these terrible things are going to happen, and we have a whole doomsday idea of what's really going to be the result of that one thing, which is really just a signature at this point. That's all it is at this point. So I want to caution us to catch ourselves when we're telling stories about political realities and how far above and beyond the current reality we go with the story, and acknowledge that a lot of our suffering is self-inflicted. So we create our own suffering, and we have a choice in that. We may not have a choice in what's happening currently on the grand scheme of things, but we do have a choice in how we manage what's happening and how we tell either negative or positive stories about it and how much we dwell on it and all of that. So let's take a little bit of responsibility for the stories that we tell ourselves, and that's a practice of observing our thoughts and acknowledging when the thoughts are not helpful, and then working with the thoughts to make them more helpful. So that aside, I have 3 suggestions for stepping off what I'm calling the doomsday train and stepping onto more stable ground. And what I've heard from a lot of friends is that basically it's hearing the news that's causing the anxiety and depression and various other symptoms. So I would say if that's the case for you, please step away. Suggestion number 1, step away from the information ledge. You don't need to have that much information about what's happening. I'm not trying to say that you should be in denial about what's happening, absolutely not. But what I mean is that you don't have to have information all day. So if you have an app on your phone that's pushing notifications of headlines to you when you're awake or sleeping or whenever, at work, at home, turn it off. Who needs that? Nobody needs that much information unless it's your career to track what's currently happening politically. Don't accept it. Don't have it. Get rid of the app or just turn off the push notifications. You have that choice. You may choose to do something more dramatic and not see news at all for a period of time. Go on a news fast. Don't go on news websites or television programs or even on social media where you're going to be exposed to the headlines. Give yourself a break. It's okay to take a break from the news. It's important to be an informed citizen, but it's even more important to be a happy person. So if you're being made an unhappy person by the news you're hearing, choose happiness. Choose to take care of yourself. Something you can do with the time that's freed up from not watching the news or internalizing news information can be checking in with yourself, checking in with your body and seeing, how do I feel right now? Am I feeling well physically? Am I hungry? Do I need to stretch? Take a minute and take care of yourself. And that leads me to my second suggestion, which is treat yourself well. At a time like this that's really stressful and a lot of people are feeling triggered, it's really important to give that much extra effort into your self-care practice. So if you're not so great with self-care usually, I want you to become great with self-care now because of this, because we all need to take care of ourselves. So whether that means just eating a little bit better, so going to the grocery store on the weekend and getting a whole list of whole ingredients that you can prepare maybe on Sunday for the week so you have complete nutritious meals every day, do that for yourself. Do that one thing for yourself. If it means committing to getting outside and taking a walk at least once a day to get some fresh air and to be out where there are trees and birds and sunshine. If you live in a place that has sunshine right now, please do that. Please take care of yourself. There's a saying that if you meditate, if you sit for 30 minutes a day normally, then when times are tough and you're really busy and feeling stressed out, you should sit for an hour a day. And that's pointing to the paradox of when we need self-care the most is usually when we throw it out the window. So we say, oh no, I gotta keep the work commitments, I gotta keep the club outside of work commitments. I've got to keep the family commitments. I've got to keep all these commitments, but my commitments to myself out the window. And that's the exact opposite of what you need to do. The first thing you take care of is yourself, because only peaceful and happy people can create a peaceful and happy world, right? So why would you not take care of yourself and create that peace and happy inside when that's what you're trying to create in the world? It doesn't seem very intelligent, but that's what we all do. We all throw out our own serenity and peace in order to frantically take care of all the stuff around us. Not all of us do that, but that's a common human tendency, and we got to stop it. We got to cut it out. So a time like this, high stress, worry for the future, for individuals, communities, the nation, the world, time to take care of yourself. So that's a taking away from the future focus and really focusing right now on the present moment. What do I need right now? What do I need to eat? How do I need to feel physically? How is my communication with my loved ones? Taking care of the present moment. So my third suggestion is to, at a time like this, when you're feeling upset about what may be happening, you're feeling some anxiety, maybe some depression, is to take this chance to, what I'm going to call, lift up your voice. So we all have our own unique voices and opinions about what's going on. And if you're feeling stressed out about what's going on, then you're in the majority right now. And all kinds of people are newly becoming involved in U.S. democracy because of what's happening right now. And you can be one of those, you probably are one of those people, but continue to be one of those people. And if you're not already, please become one of those people. There are people meeting together in homes and in churches and schools and on street corners, all coming together to uphold those values that they, as a group, hold to be most important, like love and acceptance and equality and all of those things. And if you're in that group, you're part of the majority. So instead of becoming downtrodden and feeling like everything's going to hell, you can recognize actually the majority of us are really trying to create a beautiful, peaceful society and become part of that majority. It's up to you. It's in your power. And finally, I want to leave you with a quote from one of my teachers. He says that the best way to take care of the future is to take care of the present moment. And I couldn't think of anything more true than that. So what you've got right in front of you, taking care of yourself, taking care of your community, lifting up your voice, stepping away from the information that's causing stress, and especially stepping away from the stories that you add on to the information that just makes it worse, are all ways to feel a little bit better right now, at a time when we could all use to feel a little bit better. So I hope those are helpful suggestions, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.